Alright guys, so I'm about to head to the gym and I'm making my pre-workout meal right now, but I wanted to take this video to kind of explain to you why you might not be growing as fast as you want, or why you're not putting on as much muscle as you want in the time frame that you want to do it in. So I'm probably going to do a voiceover over the workout and explain to you what's been working for me to build muscle and to do it relatively quick, especially for being like a natural bodybuilder. So yeah, let's get right into this video. I'm gonna make my pre-workout meal right now. So I'm gonna cook up some oats. I'm not sure how much. Normally I'll either do 2 packets or like, I don't know, random amount of grams, we'll see. I will definitely show you guys, and then I'll either add some maple syrup or some honey, and normally some fruit, either frozen berries or just like chopped up fresh fruit. Both taste amazing, and it's just a perfect pre-workout snack because it's very quick digesting carbs, gives you that direct energy, and it's also not super filling because if you eat like a big meal, it's way too filling right before your workout. You become really lethargic, and you just can't have that as good of a workout. So you want something that will give you energy, but won't make you tired and kind of sluggish during your lift. So let's cook that up right now. Like I said, for the pre-workout meal, we got the oranges, which I already killed those, and then we have around 100 grams of like steel cut oats. So I'll either eat these or I'll do like the Quaker protein packets. Either one works. Honestly, I like the packets better because they're easier to eat, but then there's some walnuts in here, some maple syrup, and some pear. So I'll probably put the macros on the screen, but it's a really solid pre-workout meal, and then we're gonna head to the gym. Hopefully you can see me. It's kind of bright here, but I just pulled up to the gym, World Gym in my hometown. This is where it all started, the first time I worked out was here, and it's honestly such a dope gym. I went there yesterday, got a day pass, and it was cool. Ran into people from my high school, talked to them for a bit, had a very nostalgic workout, but it's really cool being back, and it's honestly a great gym. I kind of remember it being kind of sucky, but I think they did some remodeling, and it's pretty sick in there, and it's a dope vibe. But anyway, before I hit this workout, I'm gonna hit back and buys. I wanted to tell you guys that I am now sponsored by Huge Supplements, and I'm super happy about it. They're honestly one of my favorite supplement brands, and I tried a bunch of supplements, like I said in the last video when I was in LA. Huge was by far my favorite. The taste was honestly amazing, and the ingredients, they were just like all very well dosed, so every time I hit a workout, I was just feeling all the ingredients, and whether that was pre-workout, pump product, keystone, like whatever. But yeah, they have a ton of really great products, and today my pre-workout stack is gonna be Rec pre-workout, which has very good pump products in it, as well as 250 milligrams of caffeine. So I will be definitely caffeinated. There's pre-workouts that they sell with more caffeine actually, but I will normally take a half to full scoop of this, and this flavor is raspberry mojito, which is honestly pretty gas, but it's not my favorite flavor. My favorite flavor has to be either the peach rings or the rainbow burst, which tastes like Fun Dip, Starburst kind of stuff. But anyway, gonna take a scoop of this. And then honestly, this is probably my favorite product that Huge has. The Magnify pump caps. I don't know if it's focusing or not, but. And this is basically an advanced nitric oxide formula, which literally just all it does is give you a better pump. So it enhances the nitric oxide production, increases muscle pumps, gives you more explosive workouts, and honestly, it just like increases your blood flow to your muscles that are being worked. And it just does something with your vasodilators. I don't know, I probably need to look into the science behind it more, but they're honestly, this is definitely my favorite product. Like the pumps I've been getting with using these are absolutely insane, and so you just pop a few of these pills along with the pre-workout, and then your pump is absolutely disgusting. So I'm gonna take some of these and then hit this back and buy workout. I'm already sweating too, I'm in the sun. Alright guys, so like I said before, I'm going to do a voiceover, and this is just some footage from my pull day today, but I wanted to talk to you guys about why you might not be seeing the gains you want, or why it is taking longer than you anticipated, and to just give you some overall tips on just gaining muscle and making sufficient progress in the gym.
So to start things off, if you're not using a workout plan, whether that be one that you created or some other persons that you follow, and not doing those exercises every day, that could be a huge reason why you're not making gains. And then probably the second most common reason why you're not seeing the gains that you want is because you're not following a sort of diet regimen or diet plan. So I'm going to break these 2 points down real quick for you guys just because I think they're extra important. So to add on to the first point, you're going to want a workout plan that encompasses all the basic movements and all of the accessory exercises as well. And what I mean by like the basic compound movements is SBD, so squat, bench, and deadlift. And some people think you don't really need to deadlift. I recommend it. You don't have to go super heavy weight because I know it can be kind of injury causing, but I recommend doing all those three compound exercises. I think it's really important to build a base in those three, and I think every exercise program should have some sort of version of those three lifts. And then I think it's also important to have a good variety of different accessory movements and exercises for each of your workouts. So whether that be using machines or dumbbells, stuff like that, I think those are great ways to really target the muscle and really get a specific contraction for each muscle group. And I think those should definitely not be skipped. And they also give you a great pump. So that's another reason why you should definitely not skip them. And then another reason why it's important to be on a strict workout program and be doing the same type of exercises day in and day out is because that's a great way to track progressive overload in the gym. And that is really going to be another key to building muscle. So you can do this a variety of ways. The main way is just to lift more weight with using the same proper form. So on bench, for example, if you lift 200 pounds on your first bench day, then the next week when you're benching again, try and see if you can lift 205 using the same proper good form. And if you can, that means you're slowly getting stronger, building muscle. If you can't, you probably haven't recovered enough. And obviously, you can't always be increasing the weight every single week, even though you want to, and you should try to do that. There's also other ways to give your muscles that reason to grow and implement progressive overload, whether that be decreasing rest time, so resting less between your sets, or really taking the time to do slow and controlled motions and feeling your mind muscle connection. And there's many other ways to implement progressive overload. Those are all I'm going to talk about right now, but I can definitely elaborate more on that in a future video if you guys like. And then to elaborate on my second main point, which is diet. And if your diet is off or you're doing something wrong within that area, you're definitely not seeing the amount of gains that you could be seeing. And here there's really two different scenarios. So if you're skinny and you have a really hard time gaining weight, and whether that be fat or muscle, you're probably not eating enough, and you might be thinking that you're eating a ton of food like I did at the beginning. But I seriously recommend that you at least track your calories for 1 or 2 days, and you'll probably see that you're eating a very low amount of calories. And I recommend that, if you're just starting out, or even if you've been in the gym for like a year or so, but you haven't made really too much progress, I think you should go in at least a 500 to 1,000 calorie surplus and just bulk for a few months in a pretty heavy surplus and see what that does to your physique. I think it could make a really drastic difference, and I think most of the time for like skinny people like I was growing up, that is going to be the biggest game changer for you in seeing progress and getting bigger in the gym. And then on the other end of the spectrum, if you're overweight, you're probably just eating the wrong foods. So I'm guessing you're probably getting in enough calories, probably too many calories, but most likely you're getting not nearly enough protein in, and you're probably just eating way too much junk food. So I recommend getting at least 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per your pound of body weight, and then cutting out all the junk food. And number one, the protein is going to help you put on muscle. And if you go into a deficit to lose body fat, that protein is going to keep the muscle that you already have and help you build new muscle even in a deficit. And then cutting out the junk food and replacing it for whole real foods will be still satisfying. They might not taste as good, but it's going to help you out in the long run. And you're simply going to see way better results and put on a lot of muscle doing that. And then another reason why you might not be gaining muscle or seeing the gains that you want in the gym is because you simply aren't lifting heavy enough. And this specifically applies to like people who have been lifting maybe 1 to 2 to 3 years. But nowadays there's like a lot of emphasis on very slow and controlled reps. And that's all well and good, and having proper form is definitely recommended, especially for like your squat, bench, deadlift, those type of exercises. They can definitely go wrong if you have improper form. But I think there is something to be said that sometimes pushing your limit, maybe cheating the rep. As you can see right here, I'm kind of moving with the weight, especially on the last few reps, and really pushing yourself and training intensely and challenging yourself to lift a little bit heavier weight. And I definitely don't mean that you should ever compromise your form or not do good reps, but I think sometimes people are so focused on having perfect and slow form that people forget that you also need to train heavy to build muscle and give your muscles that reason or stimulus to grow. And I think sometimes pushing yourself and lifting a little bit heavier weight than normal is really good for your mindset. And I think it's just a healthy way to make the gym a little bit more fun and effective. And I promise you, it will definitely help you see gains, especially if you're in a rut or have been training for a while, like I said, and you haven't been seeing too much progress lately. I know whenever I hit a plateau, I kind of push myself more, try to go a little bit heavier and still do pretty good form. And that's been helping me a lot recently. And then kind of directly relating to that, a lot of people I feel like aren't training intense enough. So like when you're in the gym, you should definitely be utilizing drop sets, stuff like supersets, and like I said before, pushing a little bit heavier weight sometimes. I think that really gives your muscles that reason to grow, like I talked about before, and it's just a good way to make your workouts more fun as well. And then this next point to why you might not be gaining muscle is a little bit more minor, but if you're new and doing something like a bro split or any kind of workout regimen that you're not hitting each muscle group at least 2 times a week, I think that might be a factor in not seeing as much progress. I think the perfect amount of stimulus for your muscles is working them out around 2 times a week. That's what works for me. It seems to be kind of the perfect amount of time for your muscles to recover and enough time for your muscles to have that stimulus to grow and be challenged. You might need to change your mindset and make going to the gym and training more fun, because there definitely will be hard days where you don't want to go to the gym at all. I definitely have those here and there as well, but you just have to push through, and that's when discipline is really built. And try using some of the methods I talked about before to make training more fun, and especially if you start seeing more progress and see yourself making gains, you're going to want to be in that gym every single day. And then my last point is kind of inconsistently working out. So you definitely want to be working out on a schedule, whether that be 5-6 days a week, even 4, but I recommend 5 to 6 is the sweet spot, and not skipping days. And then lastly, your set and rep ranges have to be on par with whatever your goal is. So if your main goal is to increase your strength, you want to do lower reps with like moderate sets. And here you're gaining strength with doing 3 to 5 reps for each exercise and doing that with heavy weight. And you definitely do build muscle doing that. But if your main goal is hypertrophy, I recommend doing around 3 to 4 sets for each exercise and doing that for 8 to 12 reps. That's kind of the sweet spot. And then lastly, if you're training for endurance, you're going to want to do much higher reps, such as like 12 to 15 to 16, that kind of range. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys learned something or took something away from this video and make some sick gains in the near future. And let me know if you like the voiceover and want me to do it more. But for now, enjoy the rest of this video.
Just wrapped up the workout, and honestly pretty solid. Great pump as always. Really dope vibe in there. I don't know if you could tell with the camera, like if it caught like the cool lighting, and like I don't know, it just, since they remodeled, it looks really sick. But anyway, as you can see at the end, I still don't know how to pose my back whatsoever. That is the next goal. The goal for right now is to learn how to pose my back. And I should probably learn to pose better in general, but mainly pose the back and get to 205 pounds before the end of the bulk. That are the 2 main goals right now. And maybe raise my Instagram engagement, but I don't really have control over that. So just gotta keep on putting out great content and pray to the algo gods. But yeah, World Gym, very nostalgic. Love the people there, and let's go home. I'm probably gonna hit the sauna actually, so for some post workout recovery, because I haven't been on my recovery routine in quite a while. I've just been low-key going home and just like chilling, working on content, and just like sitting on the couch, not really using a Theragun, going in a sauna or anything. Mainly just because I've been so busy, but I really need to start getting back and taking care of my body. But one more thing, I don't know if you can see it, but I have this massive zit right here. I'm probably, yeah, right there. And literally the only reason for that is because after I went to the gym hella late last night, and I got back and I was super lazy and just went to bed, so didn't shower or anything, clean my face. It's pretty gross and disgusting, can't believe I did that, and really regretting it now with this huge kind of low-key painful zit on my face. But we'll definitely not be doing that again, and we'll be taking a big fat shower right after my sauna. So